along with those ideas about Made in America, there are a lot of people concerned about the cost of tariffs being passed along to U.S. consumers. Because, as we both know, tariffs are paid at the U.S. ports, not by countries, but by companies when goods are imported into the U.S. How do you all plan to address that?
Yes, sir. So I understand the question, but I think I disagree with the premise in this way, that the assumption that tariffs always lead to price increases for consumers ignores that companies only pay the tariffs if they decide to manufacture overseas in the first place. And this was, Trump. I mentioned that. I mentioned the president, made this argument or did this great interview yesterday. And again, I'd encourage you all to watch it. But this guy who's interviewing kind of asked the same question that you just asked, sir. And he says, "Well, these tariffs, these companies are going to pay all these tariffs." And Trump said, "No, they're not." And the guy kind of looks at him kind of confused. And Trump says, "They're not going to pay anything so long as they make it in America." And that's the whole point of a tariff in the first place, is to make more things in America. But I think we really ignore the costs, the long-term costs, and sometimes the short-term costs of letting other countries make all of our critical stuff. And sometimes it's hard to put a dollar value on this stuff, and sometimes it's really easy to put a dollar value on this stuff. Because remember, at the height of the COVID pandemic, when we were trying to get hospital gowns and masks, and I'm not talking about masks for 3 years old, I'm talking about masks in hospitals for doctors to use when they're doing surgery, and we couldn't get that stuff because the Chinese and other countries made it. So everybody said, well, if you just let the Chinese make everything, it's going to lead to cheaper and cheaper goods. Well, the Chinese are making more of our stuff today than they ever have, and frankly, things are more expensive than they should be. That's a fault of Kamala Harris's leadership and a generation of failed leadership in this country. Donald Trump is going to change it. We're going to make more of our own stuff, and we're going to actually get better prices for consumers in the process.